The day before, what's even going on with that game at this point? Just the game's a complete mess now, and in this video we'll be talking about that complete mess, going over the absolute development disaster of the day before, going over what happened when the development started and what's happening now. We'll go over absolutely everything you need to know about the day before development, and also what we can expect from this game in the future, or even, is it even a game at this point? I have no idea. Let's waste no more time, let's get into the video. So I do just want to mention that quite a bit of the information regarding the development is taken from an IGN article. I'll link that article in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Let's get into it. So the day before is an upcoming post-apocalyptic open world MMO in which you must contend with zombies and other survivors in equal measure. Now it quickly grabs the attention of those looking to fulfill their own Walking Dead or The Last of Us-esque fantasies, and exploded to become Steam's most wishlisted game. But excitement eventually turned to doubt for many fans after several delays and other controversies surrounding developer Fntastic. Now with a release date of November 10th, 2023, IGN has chronicled the ups and downs of the day before's development as it gears up for its long anticipated launch. So, on the 29th of January 2021, it was announced that the day before was a thing with a 5-minute trailer. It showed two players driving into a city and looting various cars and shops before getting into a firefight with another group, and then fleeing from a horde of zombies that were attracted to the noise. The graphics were of a higher quality than many games released since. The gameplay was seamless and the world was open, full and completely interactive. It gained the attention of the gaming community, who looked on hopefully at what appeared to be a mix of Ubisoft's The Division and PlayStation's blockbuster that we all know, The Last of Us, and the next few months only gave fans more reason to get excited. The co-founders of the development team later appeared in a combat gameplay trailer in February to show off what they called a real breakthrough for the MMO survival genre. Adding to this idea, they told IGN at the time, it's no secret that most survival MMOs are all built on the sandbox model, when you set goals for yourself and wander around the deserted world. In the day before, we reinvented everything from the in-game goals to the way we approach the quality of the game mechanics. And more game footage follows, with Fntastic releasing a quick look at vehicle gameplay in March and a hefty extended trailer in April. The latter increased the scope of the day before even more by showing off a completely new environment in the form of America's great outdoors, with players exploring a lake, forest, and finally a creepy farm that all looks meticulously detailed. The day before blew up again, with the trailer being viewed more than 1 million times in a day. Pretty insane numbers right there. So now we have the first release date. Now the developers did go quiet following this April gameplay video, not showing much of the game beyond a few screenshots and concept images, but excitement began building again in October, however, as the developers shared the day before release date. A calendar and the end of a New Year trailer joked the game wouldn't be released until June 21st, 2025, but slowly ticks down the years until Fntastic revealed the day before would launch on the same date, June 21st, but in 2022. Just 8 months away at the time, and the developers then made various other announcements, including that it was working on a completely new game called Prop Night, and I won't even get into that game, but the day before once again slipped below the radar as Fntastic focused on pushing Prop Night, but a brief trailer in January 2022 showed the game's high-end PC potential as it ran at 4K with RTX turned on. It only reared its head again in May, 1 month before it was expected to launch, when Fntastic announced the first of the day before's delays. And they said this: feeling and understanding the great responsibility that we face with enormous gratitude in our hearts, we're pleased to announce that the day before is switching to the new Unreal Engine 5 technology. The transition to a more advanced and adapted open world engine will make the gameplay of the day before even more fantastic in this regard. We inform you that the new release date of the game will be March 1st, 2023. That's a pretty insane delay. That's going all the way from June 21st to March 1st in the next year. And this is where cracks really did begin to show. It was seemingly the first time that Fntastic hadn't given their fans exactly what they wanted. PC players upgrading their hardware in anticipation of the game's release, which at this point was a measly 6 weeks away, had to wait another 6 months. Despite cultivating a positively passionate fan base over the course of a year and a half, this delay became the first of several incidents that caused some fans to become concerned over the state of the game and the developers themselves. Now, unlike its initial reveal, when the developers came out with a 1-2 punch of exciting news and gameplay clips, the opposite had now occurred. 1 month after the delay, the developer faced scrutiny after reports emerged surrounding its volunteering culture, meaning the use of unpaid workers. The developers defended the practice, saying all of its employees, paid or not, were volunteers because it always tries to bring in proactive people with open hearts. It's categorized its workers in 2 camps, full-time volunteers and part-time volunteers. The former are regular paid employees, while the latter are unpaid workers who contribute to the game development. These unpaid workers can get cool rewards, participation certificates, and free codes for the game. It would be the last news on the day before for a while, with the developers only talking about prop nights throughout the rest of 2022. And it's safe to say, it was a rocky start to 2023, as a large portion of the game's community seemingly turned on it altogether. After sitting around the top of Steam's most wishlisted game for almost 2 years, the day before Steam page was actually removed altogether following a trademark dispute. In a statement published to Twitter on January 25th of 2023, the developer claims that Steam blocked its game page at the request of a private individual who registered the day before trademark in the United States, saying it hadn't been aware of the trademark issue until January 19th, when it received the complaint. Fntastic said the dispute would be settled eventually, but it would have to delay the day before as a result. This would push the game back to November 10th of 2023, 17 months after it was originally meant to launch. This situation soon unraveled further, as Fntastic admitted to IGN that the delay was planned even before the trademark dispute. To be on the safe side, to ensure there are no more transfers, we, along with the publisher, chose November 10th. That is a safe date given the trademark dispute, the developers said that. We're very confident that this issue will be resolved, since we have strong legal partners, they added. The extra time will allow us to better prepare for the release and make the overall improvements for the game. It will become even more polished, optimized, and content-filled. And this didn't go down well. The trademark dispute, third delay, and conflicting messages appeared to be just half of the battle for Fntastic, as a large portion of the day before's fanbase had seemingly turned on the developers. The game's Discord server and Reddit page erupted with complaints and concerns over the overall state of the game, with many saying they now believed it to be a complete scam, and that Fntastic has been lying about progress. Of course, this is a scam, wrote some users on Reddit. The scam is that they produce gameplay video after gameplay video and build their YouTube channel until they have millions of followers. Then they rug pull the game. And the developers did reply to this chatter, maintaining that the day before is definitely real and will launch in November 2023. As then, there were some more accusations. It was only a few days later, on February 2nd, 2023, that more doubts were spawned in the community. However, when Fntastic released its first extended gameplay trailer since 2021, the 10-minute video was seen by many as a hopeful return to form, with Fntastic finally showing off proper gameplay of the day before as it had in early days and months following its reveal. Certain scenes in the gameplay trailer looked familiar to some fans, and well, a Reddit user who goes by the name of Pat Fury lined up its opening shots with a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War trailer from 2020. Yeah, not the sort of thing you want to be caught doing. The opening few seconds of the day before's February 2023 gameplay video had a shot looking down at people through bars, followed by an armed person illuminated in red light, then a first-person shot of someone walking through a dark room with another person in front of them, then another shot of someone in red light. Not only that, there are also some font similarities between The Last of Us as well, and also screenshots similar to The Division, and also more. And yeah, this really has not gone down well with fans, and to be honest, people are still upset about that. Now, despite the day before's Steam page and several of its YouTube videos having been taken down as a result of that trademark dispute, Fntastic pledged to boost its communication efforts following the statement on disinformation. Fans commenting on Twitter expressed to Fntastic their beliefs that issues of disinformation may not have occurred if the developer didn't have long periods of not showing updates on the game, which is probably a pretty good point. And to be honest, that pretty much brings us to now. What's next for the day before? Now, Fntastic certainly has a lot on its plate between the trademark dispute, a disgruntled fan base, and of course, yeah, all the accusations along all the way, and simply finishing the day before as well, since, well, it seems like it's not even complete. Its development period has been full of ups and downs so far, and with the app developer insistent on maintaining rights to the day before name, it will perhaps have even more to come. That being said, Fntastic is confident that it will be proved right when the day before launches. And they've said this: "We only believe in the final product. No matter what anyone says, you'll see for yourself on November 10th this year." We hope that after the game's success will give people faith in this life. If you persevere toward a dream, it will come true despite all the obstacles and doubts. And hopefully they live up to that statement and we get a great game on November 10th. Even if it releases then, you can't trust a release date from these guys at this point, since I have no idea when this game will release. It could release next week for all we know. It's not been clear at all. Of course, their communication, they've said a few things, you know, every now and then, but then they just go silent again, and then there's a delay, and then they go silent. It's a complete mess. But hopefully at some point we'll get a game, since it looks like a cool game, and hopefully one day it'll actually be real, and hopefully it's not a scam. But either way, that does just about wrap up things here. That is the complete development disaster of the day before. Now, on the screen, you are seeing a link to a different video where I go over everything we know about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that.